Hi everybody, this is the second half of Clara's excerpts in the Nutcracker. I have not actually posted this on YouTube by itself yet, so this will be the first time you are seeing it. So let's get into it. So starting with the last one that left off, you have your 30-second costume change into the nightgown. This is with Mobile Ballet when I was 14 years old, so this is quite a while ago. The mice just run off and you're watching the clock chime midnight, which for a child can be slightly creepy if you're the only one in the living room. I guess that's what we're going for here. By this point, most of your dancing is done. Party scene's the big thing for Clara, so a lot of this is now just acting. Here comes the Mouse Queen. In this production, it is a Mouse Queen. Most of the time, it's a Mouse King. But as you'll see in a minute, it actually really works in the battle scene. So I've been on the couch for a little while. Now I go to the Christmas tree to look for my Nutcracker, and he's gone. So guess what, guys? This is going to be a reverse of the where did she go. I'm going to do a where did he go? Where did he go moment. Drosselmeyer, unbeknownst to her, has the Nutcracker. He has come back into the scene. She's looking for him, maybe behind the couch. That was kind of not a good looking job, Katie. He has the Nutcracker. Again, this varies production to production, but he is the one in control of the situation, and as you can see in a minute, he is going to become man size. Anytime now. Oh, boo-hoo, he's not there. Oh, poof, there he is. So again, this is whole, depending on the version, depending on how you want to look at this, this is now part of her dream. Obviously, as we learned in the other video, wooden toys cannot get bigger, but he has gotten bigger. She's like, oh, what's happening here? Who are you? Okay. Oh, I'll bow with you. Yeah, sure. My wooden doll come to life? Nope, no big deal. And now the Christmas tree grows. For those of you that don't know, most of the Christmas trees in Nutcracker productions are a big flat rug, and it either it's folded up at the bottom as this one is, or there is a trap door that the rest of the Christmas tree is in. And it is attached to a big old rope, and they just pull the rope, and it either unfolds or comes out of the trapdoor, and that's how it grows. But it's actually very flat. At least this one was, New York City Ballet's was, and that's how you can easily get it to grow. In the Bull's Choice version, which is really interesting, the entire second act takes place under the Christmas tree. That's how big it gets. So we're going to do a little waltz here. Little lift. Ooh, leaning back. Don't lean back on your lifts, ladies. Guys, you need to press your thumbs into her back to prevent her from leaning. So it's a kind of two-person job there. Nutcracker is Todd Putman. Okay, this little mouse right here, this is obviously not me in this production, but this was the very first solo I ever had on stage. I was this mouse when I was 11. I was the dead mouse. We had to audition for it. So our ballet mistress made us audition for the shot mouse, and I got it, and it was my very first solo on stage. Just a fun fact. All right, we're skipping ahead to the battle scene. We have big mice and soldiers, and see, this is like, it's almost a pas de deux with this particular production, which is kind of cool. So you got the tutu with the Nutcracker, and then I hit her on the head with a fake shoe. It's never really your own point shoe unless it's, Clara is growing up and it's a different dancer. Typically the stagehand will somehow get a fake shoe to you through the wing, and you will hit the Mouse Queen on the head, or the Mouse King. Or in New York City Ballet's production, she actually throws her slipper. It is a child. She throws it, and hopefully it hits the Mouse King. Oh, boo-hoo, he's dead again. Oh, wait. He's alive. I am alive. I'm a real boy. Okay. Pinocchio. Hashtag Pinocchio. Oh, now she's frightened. She wasn't frightened when it was a big old toy, but now she's unsure that he's a man. And so, again, different versions. This version, he brings us to the woods. It has snowed, and he says, "Come, Clara, dear, sit in this beautiful sleigh." She's like, "All right, sure, you're a complete stranger, but that's all right. I'll go with you. But parents didn't teach you well, Clara. Never go off with strangers." Sorry. Sometimes I can't help myself. And so now you're going to sit and watch, and this is something you guys have seen me do in the other video of the Snow Queen Parada. This is where the Snow Queen Parada happens. I will link that in a card for you. But that happens right now, and Clara sits there and watches it. So we're going to skip to the end of the snow scene. Snow Queens dance, snowflakes have danced, and we're going to go off in the sleigh to the land of sweets. In New York City Ballet's version, there is no sleigh at this point. There is one at the end of the show that actually flies, but they end up walking upstage towards the land of sweets. They walk to the land of sweets. No, not me. I'm taking a sleigh. Bye. See ya. All right, so now we're going to jump to Act 2. And what I like about this production is we go off stage left and come on stage right as if we're traveling in the same direction. I think that works really well. See, coming on the opposite side. So this is where we enter the land of sweets. The audience doesn't know it yet, but everything is behind a scrim at this point. So we get out of the sleigh. We're going to do a tiny bit of a little parada here, not much. Looking around and wonder. Doesn't look like she's looking at anything, quite honestly. That's all right. Ooh, let's dance. Okay. Hey, why not? Let's go to B+. Sure. So one of the things I really had trouble with as a young dancer, I hadn't grown into my arms yet, so I did a lot of wrist action. Look at that left wrist. Ooh, that was a nice arabesque. Ooh, but turned in walks. Dancers on walks. It is so important you place your feet. All of mine were turned in there. Not good. Oop, turned in foot there too. And again, on promenades, gentlemen, this is fine right here, but no arms behind the girl. Arms in front of the girl. Man, I could get my legs up. What happened? I used to be able to really get my legs up. Whoops. That was a little off to one side. Let's see. Oh, arms on the chaîné. Arms on the chaîné, Katie. Elbows up. Okay, here we go. Lights come on. Act 2, or not Act 2, but Land of Sweets. Ooh, who are these exciting people? They all look really pretty. I think I'm an abore. I remember, again, with this partnering, oopsie, turned in foot before that lift. The other most important thing you have to learn, dancers, is how to eat up time. How to make things on the music. If it's too slow, you have to make something out of it. You can't just stand there and wait for your count. So, keep acting, keep looking around, keep looking in wonder. If you're, it's just so slow, you have to be able to fill it out. Ooh, yes, girl. Hold that arabesque. That was nice. Really good. Okay, this is really cool. He, quote-unquote, lifts the scrim, and it just goes up and makes him look like he lifted it up. Okay, Sugar Plum here, oddly enough. Sugar Plum and Cavalier. Blaine Hoven is the Cavalier, soloist with ABT now. I think he was still in the studio company, along with Melanie Hamrick, who is in the core of ABT. They were both in the studio company at this time. Like I told you in some other video, Blaine and I grew up together here in Mobile Ballet, and he had already gone off to New York, obviously, and came back to do Cavalier, and now he's a soloist with ABT. So that's really, really great. So every divertissement principal has bowed to us. Thank you very much. And the Sugar Plum says, come on over here, please. I should be going on the inside of her. That's wrong. And this is in every ballet. You are here. Why? Literally. Every single ballet. You are here. Why? And I'm going to go through this with you because this is also in every Nutcracker, so you know what he's saying. So Nutcracker tells the story. From over there and over there are mice. So he's basically telling the battle story. Different mime, different variations of this depending on the version, but there's always a story. Over there came soldiers, and I drew up my sword and we fought, telling about fighting the Mouse Queen. I look dead over there. Come on, Katie, a little more life. And he says, I was stabbed, and she, meaning Clara, took her shoe, hit the Mouse Queen, or King, and the Mouse King died. And that's how we are here. And Sugar Plum goes, oh, that's really nice. We're going to dance for you because we're in point shoes and we have nothing better to do. So go sit on your little throne. And so this is when all divertissements happen. So if you ever wondered about that, that's what he's saying. So we're going to skip to Waltz of the Flowers when I've been sitting there for a good half hour. And now we have to get up and dance. So this is what I like about this version, is that we do get to dance in Act 2. Because typically Clara and the Prince don't. They just sit there the entire rest of the show. Floppy wrists. Turned in foot. Yeah. Feet, my turnout was my probably biggest struggle. Going to New York is what I had to work on the most. Little chaîné, lift, that was pretty good. Again, you have to wait for him. Don't jump the gun, that was fine. And now I'm going to do this little step. These little girls in the front, they're called little waltz. That was one of the first things I did too when I was little. It's a fun little piece. Développé. Ooh, that was a low leg, Katie. Come on now. Get it up, get it up. There you go. Okay, now this coming up, this is the Aurora step. This is the Aurora Manège step. Little did I know I'd do it at New York City Ballet as Aurora. These little 4 développés. Definitely not as good as in Sleeping Beauty. Little piqué, that's emboîté. Piqué emboîté into arabesque. Ooh, that was good. Nice going, Katie. That was a great arabesque. So then we come back on. I'm on the right of your screen. A little balancé arabesque. This was just so much fun because, again, normally in Nutcrackers, after the party scene, Marie or Clara or whatever they call her, that's pretty much she's done. Battle scene, she kind of sits there and looks scared. Snow scene, she watches. Act 2, she watches. So this was nice for us to get to do this. So thank you, Winthrop Corey, who choreographed this incredible production. It was really nice. Whoops! I should have jetéed before I hit the wing. Don't jeté into the wing, otherwise it's not seen. I'm just going to keep this going because I come back on really soon. These little girls, again, coming up. This is one of the first things you do when you get into this particular company, Little Waltz. It's so much fun. I have a picture of me. You've probably seen it on Instagram of doing that part. It's so much fun. All right, coming out with the jetés to the left. Ooh, Katie, that was a cheat. Go back and rewind that. I did like a glissade instead of a grand jeté. Total cheat. However, I will say the thing about the Waltz of the Flowers now, every time I hear it, it makes me nervous because after having done Sugar Plum, it's the thing right before Sugar Plum, and like this little coda part, you know you're next. So it just like gives me butterflies, even though I'm not doing it anymore. It's just like, oh, here it comes. So this music, it's kind of like right before the Rose Adagio too in Sleeping Beauty. That music, you know it's coming. Your big thing coming up, and it just makes you nervous. All right, so that was lovely. Little waltz. Let's bow. Thank you very much. Ooh, hold the skirt. Hold the skirt. I was always a big person of holding the skirt. Juliet too. I did a lot with my skirts. You know, you got the costume on, might as well have fun with it. So we are going to jump to the end of the ballet now. And in this version, what I love is that she falls asleep, and you're going to see in a minute that how it kind of all circles back that it is a dream. So I end up falling asleep. New York City Ballet's version, they fly off in the sleigh with the reindeer. Some other versions, Clara ends up becoming the Sugar Plum and does the whole Sugar Plum pas de deux. And then either she wakes up from the dream or they go off into the sunset happily ever after. Again, Nutcracker is probably the most diversified ballet there is. So many different takes on it, so many different choreographers. You'll never see the same one twice. So here's where Cavalier brings on the Nutcracker doll. He is now back to his normal little size. And when I did Sugar Plum with this regional company, I'll show you, I guested with Amar Ramasar. I'm planning on doing a commentary on that soon. Amar and I doing Sugar Plum. I loved bringing the Nutcracker on to Clara because it just kind of brings the whole ballet to a circle. I remember having it done when I was little, you know, the principal ballerina who came to guest putting the Nutcracker in my arms. There should be a spotlight on me right now. And it was just kind of like such a sweet moment, and I loved coming back as a Sugar Plum and doing that. It was one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. So that's it. Guys, that is the rest of Clara's stuff. Hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I have me as the Sugar Plum on video somewhere. I will do commentary on that. That should be a great transition from this to that. If you have any other ballets you want, again, I am working on Romeo and Juliet. I have it. Working on copyright things. That's really what is the holdup at this point. So if you missed the first part of this, Clara Excerpts, it's right there. You can click it to watch. Love you guys so much, and I will see you next time.